Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my April book haul. I almost said TBR for a second there. April book haul. It's currently the 22nd of April and I cannot buy any more books. Someone needs to stop me, okay? I bought 21 books this month. If you saw my last video, which was my unhaul project vlog thing, I did haul 11 of the books in this book haul in that video. So if you saw that video, you'll see some repeats, but I do have 10 other books that I haven't showed you yet. So I'll try to like alternate between. So yeah, I keep saying in every book haul that like I want this to be it. I'm not buying any more books for a couple months and then I end up buying 21 books in a month. I need help. So the first book that I have to show you is Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Yes, I already had a copy of this and I actually reread this month. And because of that, I wanted to get a fancy hardcover edition because I actually really love these US hardcover editions. I love the colors, I love the design, blue underneath. And I have the paperbacks. I read the paperbacks, annotated them, but I felt like I needed the hardcovers because it's one of my favorite series ever. So I bought this and now I have it. Next, I got a middle grade here. This is Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Eyes by Jonathan Auxier. Jonathan Auxier is an author that I want to read more from. I read a book by him last year, absolutely loved it. This one says, now for those of you who know anything about blind children, you are aware that they make the very best thieves. This is the story of the greatest thief who ever lived. His name, as you've probably guessed, was Peter Nimble. So Peter Nimble is a thief, and one afternoon he steals a box from a mysterious traveling haberdasher, a box that contains 3 pairs of magical eyes. When he tries the first pair, he is instantly transported to a hidden island where he is presented with a special quest to travel to the dangerous vanished kingdom and rescue people in need. This sounds really, really interesting, and I love that Jonathan Auxier makes the main characters of his stories have some kind of disability, and in spite of their disability, they still get to go on these grand adventures, and I love his writing. So I have a feeling that I'm really going to love this as well, and I cannot wait to read it. The next book I have here is this gorgeous edition of Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Nikolai duology. I'm currently reading this actually because it is currently Grisha week. I have my little antler bracelet on in celebration. But yeah, this is the second book in the Nikolai duology. We're following the perspectives of Nikolai, Zoya, as well as Nina from the Six of Crows duology. Absolutely love this series and super excited to get more into this. This cover is absolutely stunning and the naked hardback is stunning as well. The end pages are gorgeous, but the naked hardcover looks like this, which King of Scars had a design like this on it as well, but it's black with gold foiling, I believe. This is like this dark maroon with silver foiling, and I think it is just so beautiful. Definitely my favorite out of the two. So yeah, really happy to have this. I am currently reading it, like I said, and vlogging my experience, so you will hear my thoughts on it pretty soon. Next I have The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. What's really funny is that in that unhaul vlog that I did last week, I unhauled one of Emily Lloyd Jones' books and then I picked up another one at the same time. But this one is one that I've heard a lot of good things about. It's one that I hear people saying is very underrated. I read The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones and really, really enjoyed it. So I definitely want to pick up more of her work, even though I didn't really enjoy Elusive by her. So in this world, there are demons and you can make deals with them. So basically you're like giving over a part of your body for something in exchange. And I think that our main character makes a deal with the demon and she gives him her heart. I don't know what for exactly. Yeah, it says 1 human body part in exchange for 1 wish come true. So I think she gives up her heart for a wish come true. I'm really excited about this. I really hope I love it. I have Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule or Soule, I'm not sure how to say that. This is the first book in the new Star Wars series called The High Republic. I have been wanting to get into Star Wars books for quite some time now, but I never know I never knew where to start. Basically, there's so many books out there, like so many different series and timelines, and I just didn't know how to get into it. But it seems like this is a really good place to start, especially if you haven't read any other Star Wars books. So this takes place in the golden age of the Jedi. I'm really excited to give this one a try. I've heard really good things about it. I don't mention it a lot, but I really do love Star Wars, so I'm excited to check this out and see how it goes. I have Wool by Hugh Howey. I read a Hugh Howey book earlier this month actually, which was Beacon 23, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the writing, I loved the voice of the main character, I loved the humor, and I definitely want to read more books by this author. So I picked up Wool, which is the first book in a trilogy. I'll read you the back because it's really short. It says, "What would you do if the world outside was deadly and the air you breathed could kill, and you lived in a place where every birth required a death, and the choices you made could save lives or destroy them? This is Jules' story. This is the world of Wool." Sounds really intriguing to me. I have been loving sci-fi this year, so I'm really excited to read another one, and especially from an author that I loved a previous book that I read by him. So yeah, excited to check this one out. The next book I have here was actually one of my most anticipated releases for the spring season, and that is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. This is a North African inspired military fantasy. It's an epic fantasy of uprising, espionage, and empire. It sounds like it's going to be really good. I sold as soon as I heard North African inspired because that is my favorite type of fantasy, honestly. So I cannot wait to read this. We're following two main characters, Terrain and Luca. Terrain is a soldier. She was stolen as a child and raised to kill and die for the empire. And then we're also following Luca, who is the princess who's trying to take over the throne from her uncle, and the two of them get mingled up in politics and other things, and I'm really excited to check this out. Next I have Exhalation by Ted Chiang. I picked this up at my used bookstore and was super excited to see this beautiful hardcover edition in such good condition. This is another short story collection by Ted Chiang. I read his other one, Stories of Your Life, and others, and I really loved that. I love his concepts. I love the way his mind works. I love the science behind all of his stories, and I'm really excited to read more from him. I've heard that Exhalation is even better than the other one, so cannot wait to get into this. I don't know when I'll pick it up, but I really hope that I can pick it up soon because I'm dying for more of his stories. I love his writing. I love the cover of this book. I think it's just so pretty. Like, it's really simple, but it's just really pretty. Next, I have The Wicker King by Kate Ancrum. I mentioned in my vlog that I have been wanting to read a Kate Ancrum book for years and never got around to picking any up. Two friends, August and Jack. And Jack starts having hallucinations, and instead of getting help, August decides to believe him and go along with him in these delusions. And as you can see, the pages go from white, they get darker, and then they finally go to black, and I think that reflects the main character Jack's mental state. I'm really excited to check this one out because I've heard just so many amazing things about this book. I don't think I've seen anyone read this who hasn't loved it, and I know that a lot of people love Kate Ancrum as an author, so I'm really excited to get into her works and to start with this one. It's definitely one that I want to get to very soon. The next book I have here is Home is Not a Country, and this is by Safia El Hilo. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I was very intrigued by this. This is a very short story told in verse. I love stories told in verse, and when I saw that this was blurbed by Elizabeth Acevedo, who is one of my favorite authors, she said, "Nothing short of magic, one of the best writers of our times." I knew I had to pick it up. But it is about Nina, and it says Nina doesn't feel understood by her mother who grew up far away in a different land, by her suburban town, which makes her feel so much like an outsider to fit in, and not enough like an outsider to feel like she belongs somewhere else. So I think it's just like a coming of age story, and I'm really excited to read this. I absolutely adore this cover. I think it's so beautiful, and the naked hardback has a really cute butterfly embossed on it, if you can see that. Next, I have two middle grades here that are part of the Rick Riordan Presents line. The first one is Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chakshi, who ends up getting into a bit of trouble. So I think she She lights a lamp and unwittingly frees the sleeper, an ancient demon who is intent on waking the god of destruction. Her classmates and mother are frozen in time, and it's up to Aru to save them. Sounds like it's going to be a really great middle grade adventure. I believe that this is based in Hindu mythology. Really excited to get to this one because I've heard like really great things about it. And then the second one I got was Paula Santiago and the River of Tears by Taylor K. Mejia. So in this one, we're following Paula, and she, I believe, has a run-in with La Llorona, which is very exciting to me. I'm excited to see how this works out. I don't think I've heard anyone talking about this one specifically, but I'm dying to know more about it. And it sounds like it's right up my alley. It sounds like it could be a great middle grade adventure with a little bit of spookiness mixed in. So really excited to get to this one as well. The next book I have here, I had no idea that this was coming out. I was in Target one day and happened to see it and snatched it up right away, but I never heard anything about it. So Black Panther, Tales of Wakanda, a groundbreaking anthology from the African diaspora. So this has a ton of great authors in it. We've got Suyi Davies Okumboa, we've got Nikki Giovanni, we've got Tananarive Due, which I've read from before, absolutely love her writing. So I'm really excited to check this out. These are just all stories from Wakanda, and I'm so happy to have this. I think, like, I love this. I think it's beautiful. But yeah, I had no idea that this was coming out. Who else is in this collection? Oh, we've got a story by L.L. McKinney, Temi O, Cadwell Turnbull, and this is edited by Jesse J. Holland. And honestly, the dedication like almost had me in tears in Target. But of course, it is lovingly dedicated to our forever King Chadwick Boseman, long may he reign. The next book I have here is Clean Sweep by Ilona Andrews. I picked this up because I've heard I think Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany talked about this. I think she really enjoyed it. And also it's giving me that like really cozy mystery type vibe, although it does have some paranormal aspects as well. We're following Dinah DeMille, and I believe she runs a bed and breakfast in a small Texas town. I think she may be a witch. It says that the synopsis says that her broom is a deadly weapon, her inn is magic and thinks for itself. Meant to be a lodging for otherworldly visitors, the only permanent guest is a retired galactic aristocrat who can't leave the grounds because she's responsible for the death of millions and someone might shoot her on sight. And it seems like something is starting to hunt at night. People are disappearing, and so Dinah feels like she needs to get involved. Once again, just giving me those really cozy mystery vibes. So I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this because I've definitely been in the mood for some cozy mystery type books lately. So, and I know that this is the first book in a series. I don't know how many books are in the series, but I hope there's quite a few of them because if I end up loving this, then I will definitely continue in the series. So yeah, really excited to read this one. And it's a really short one as well, so I'm hoping to get to it sooner rather than later. The next book I have here is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Now, I do have 2 other books by Rebecca Roanhorse on my shelf that I have not read yet. But I decided to go ahead and pick up Black Sun because I've heard really good things, but also because I have a vlog project in mind regarding this book and some others. So I definitely will be getting to this soon, probably next month. All I know about this is that it is a fantasy that is based on pre-Columbian Americas, which sounds perfect for me. I don't want to know anything more. Haven't read the synopsis. I haven't paid too close attention when I've heard anyone talking about it because I want to go into it not knowing much and enjoy it as much as I can. I absolutely love the map that we get on the end pages. I think it's beautiful. But yeah, really excited to get to this one, and like I said, I'll definitely be picking it up soon because I've got plans in mind. Next I have The Vanished Birds, and this is by Simon Jimenez. I've heard really good things about this, and I can't explain to you what it's about. I know that it follows a woman who travels within space and time, and then she meets this boy, and there's something about music, and I don't know how all of this connects, and I don't want to know too much. It feels like the kind of book that you shouldn't know too much before you go into, but I can't remember. I think it was Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. I think they really enjoyed it, and I don't remember how they talked about it, but I just remember something about the way they talked about it that made me really, really interested. And so I saw this at my used bookstore. I picked it up. I'm really excited to give it a shot. It's a sci-fi, but it seems like it's going to just be really deep and emotional and like tear my heart to pieces, and I'm ready for that. Like, I could really use that right now, you know what I mean? Like, a good cry is definitely something I always look forward to in a book. I love a book that can just touch on my emotions like that. So I hope this is the book, and I'm really excited to give it a try. I keep saying I'm really excited, but like, I don't know what else to say. And hopefully I can get to it soon. I keep saying that too. Am I gonna get to all of these soon? I mean, probably not, but I would really like to get to this soon because I'm excited. The next book I have here was actually a gift from Becky. Becky is actually the creator of the Diversathon 2021, which is the year-long readathon that I am co-hosting. She was so sweet. She happened to be in New Orleans recently and remembered I said that I absolutely, New Orleans is one of my favorite cities ever. It is my favorite city ever. And so she got me a book, a fantasy that is set in New Orleans from a New Orleans bookstore. And I was just so like completely taken away when she got this for me. I thought it was just the sweetest thing ever. So Becky, thank you so much again for this book. I'm really excited to read it. This is The City of Lost Fortunes by Brian Camp. I don't know too much about this, but I read the synopsis and it sounded really interesting. It follows Jude, who knows things he shouldn't. He has a supernatural ability to find lost things, a gift passed down to him by the father he has never known, a father who was more than human, but so much was lost during Hurricane Katrina that it played havoc with Jude's magic, leaving him overwhelmed and cursed. I know that this has gods and mythology, and it's set in New Orleans in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. I'm really excited to read this. It sounds like something I'm really going to enjoy. And she also sent along, this is the bookmark from the bookshop that she got it from, and then also this beautiful bookmark of the French Quarter in New Orleans. I love this, like my new favorite bookmark. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I haven't heard anything about this ever, so let me know if you've read this and if you enjoyed it in the comments, but I'm really excited to give it a try either way. Next I picked up Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton, and I literally picked this up just because everyone is reading it and talking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna love it. I don't know what to expect. I'm not the biggest fantasy romance reader, but I mean, I love Sarah J Maas and she's mostly fantasy romance, so I'm hoping that I enjoy this. I honestly was second guessing myself when I came home with this book, because I'm like, is this really something that I should have bought? But it's already done. I bought it. I'm definitely gonna read it and see how it goes. Do I know what it's about? Not really. It follows Fortuna. Her brother disappeared 2 years ago, leaving her with no family or species to speak of. She hides among humans, spending her days working in a bar and her nights searching for him. The bleak pattern goes on and on until she catches the eye of a powerful fairy. So we've got some fae in here, we've got some romance. I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy my time with this one. Also, the cover is stunning, and every time I see someone talk about this book, I'm just like, should I? Well, I decided that I should, so I'll be reading it at some point pretty soon and letting you know how it goes. The next book I have here is another one of my most anticipated books of the year, and that is Love in Color by Bolu Babalola. This I heard about from Nuku Kanya from Pretty X Bookish. I will leave her channel linked down below if you want to check her out. But she really enjoyed this book. She read it last year. It did come out in the UK before it came out in the US. I think this was actually her favorite book of the year, and it just sounded so interesting to me. So this is actually short stories, mythical tales from around the world retold. So it reimagines folk tales of West Africa, also Greek myths, ancient legends from the Middle East, and stories from long erased places, which sounds so good. I cannot wait to read this. I know I've said it a million times already, but I'm gonna say it again. I really hope to get to this soon because it is one of my most anticipated reads. I love the cover of this. I think it is just so gorgeous. Second to last, we have Prosperous Demon. This is by KJ Parker. This is a very short novella, so I don't want to find out too much about it, but I know that it is about an exorcist. I'm excited about this. I remember hearing pretty good things about this, so I thought that this would be a fun one to read, especially around the spooky season. The very last book that I have to talk about in this haul is my #1 most anticipated book of 2021. It finally came out. It came out on April 20th. I had it pre-ordered, so it came to me on the 20th, and that is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. This is a Jamaican-inspired YA fantasy. It follows two rival witches who have to come together to defeat a greater enemy. And it just sounds like it's gonna be everything that I've ever wanted and needed in my life. So of course I had to get a copy. I'm definitely going to be picking this up this month, like as soon as possible. I mean, can we take a moment for the cover? Because it's stunning, am I right? And it's just plain black, but the spine, look at that spine. It's gorgeous. So yeah, super excited about this. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm going to be reading it next week and definitely vlogging my experience because it is my most anticipated book of the year. So I will give you my live reaction, my thoughts and all of that in a vlog coming soon. But yeah, I am so happy to have this. And honestly, when it came in the mail, I just wanted to drop everything I was doing and read it, but I didn't, and I'm dying. So that is it. Those are all the books that I bought in the month of April. I definitely, I'm gonna say it again, even though it's probably not gonna work, but I definitely want this to be my last book haul for at least a couple months. I need to focus on reading the books that I have on my shelf. I need to get through quite a bit more books before I decide to pick up more. So yes, hold me to it. If you see me do a book haul next month, like yell at me. Yell at me in the comments. I need your help because I'm having such a hard time not buying books. It's ridiculous. I can't put myself on an official book buying ban because that will just make me want to buy books more. So I can't do that. And I don't know what else to do. I really don't. But there you have it, the 21 books that I picked up in the month of April. Do let me know down in the comments if you have any thoughts or opinions on the books that I talked about. Let me know any that you are excited to read now that I've talked about them. And, you know, just talk to me. Tell me whatever you want down in the comments below. You guys know I love hearing from you. But that is going to be it from me today. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!